What's up, guys? Cash back again, and last week during his interview on the Excelsior Now podcast, I asked lead designer for Marvel's Avengers Brian Wagner if the idea of adding more Echo-style heroes in the future has been a conversation amongst the development team, and he had a very insightful response to that question, so I'll share what he had to say, and I'll break down what I think this could mean in regards to the kinds of heroes we could see coming in the future. But before that, I just wanted to remind you guys that if you're looking to grab some dope Avengers merch, you can shop with Fandom to get all kinds of drip, and if you want to use my promo code, you can get an additional 10% off your purchase. The link's down in the description. But with that said, let's jump into it. So for those of you confused about what exactly an Echo character is, think of characters like Ken and Ryu from Street Fighter 2. They're both completely different characters, but in terms of gameplay, they're virtually the same. And plenty of games have characters like this, with Smash Brothers being another good example. But if you followed the Street Fighter series, you know that Ken and Ryu's gameplay has expanded to make them feel more unique, but essentially they're still basically two halves of the same coin. So when you hear the term Echo hero in regards to Avengers, we're basically talking about heroes who are different characters, but in terms of gameplay would be virtually the same as an existing hero in the game. So I asked if Echo heroes have been a part of the development conversation because one, they know that we know about the possibility of an Echo hero being planned to release ahead of She-Hulk thanks to Miller, but I also know that they can't speak on anything that hasn't officially been announced or released, so asking if it's simply been a conversation gives them a bit of wiggle room to speak on things, but this is what Brian had to say in response.
Yes, we have. There's not a lot of what I can say on that. We are looking at ways to at heroes that might make more sense to be, more Echo characters. I would, if you take the example of let's use the razor of Hawkeye and Kate, right? So they're both archers, but they are not what I would call Echo characters of each other.
Different to me.
While they both have swords and they both have bows, their kits and mechanics are very much different. They have different builds, they have different heroics, all that stuff. Where an Echo character to me, in terms of design, is saying this is something like a Cap versus a U.S. agent or something like that, where their power sets don't necessarily change.
Shout out to Brian for the in-depth response because that was way more than I was hoping for, and to check out his full response, you can catch the full interview over on Doomkiller HD's channel. I'll leave a link in the description. But he confirmed that the idea of adding Echo-style heroes to the roster has indeed been a part of the conversation, and he also clarified the difference between perceived Echo heroes like Hawkeye and Kate Bishop compared to Captain America and US Agent, with some people viewing Kate and Clint as Echoes because they both shoot arrows, but in reality, they have very different playstyles and heroic attacks. But with a character like US Agent, his moveset would essentially stay pretty close to what Captain America has. So when it comes to Echo heroes, aside from adding a few different animations and powers, they would virtually play the same as the hero they are based on, which is what we expect, and with certain heroes it would make sense because someone like Yelena is very similar to Black Widow in both skills and abilities, so it's understandable that they would play very similar. The same with Iron Man and War Machine. War Machine is known to use more heavy artillery and missile barrage attacks, where Iron Man mainly uses repulsors, but as far as gameplay, it makes sense that they won't feel completely different like going from Hulk to Thor or something. The main reason they seem to be exploring adding Echo heroes as a possibility is because those kinds of heroes wouldn't require as much time in development as the original heroes who are built from the ground up, which means they can get those heroes out a bit quicker to meet fan demand for more heroes more often. The idea that these would just be lazy reskins of existing heroes is wrong, honestly, because nothing about the existing gameplay is lazy, and the amount of detail that went into making Kate and Hawkeye play different from each other is a perfect example of that. They're also taking into account how players could respond to these kinds of heroes, so depending on how the first Echo hero is received would determine if they release a second Echo and who that Echo would be. With She-Hulk and the Winter Soldier both expected to release this year, the idea that She-Hulk would be just an echo of Hulk and the Winter Soldier would be a mix between Cap and Widow has has been thrown around, but like I said, they take pride in the amount of depth that each hero has gameplay wise, so I don't expect them to cut corners when it comes to new original heroes especially, but using the Hulk as a base to add Red Hulk with some variation between their animations and powers is something that I think could work, as well as using Thor as the base for Jane Foster or Beta Ray Bill. I think as long as the gameplay is fun and engaging, Echo heroes will be positively received, but they also have to make sense as far as making the roster, because players want heroes like Vision, Falcon, and Ant-Man as well, but those heroes should definitely have unique playstyles, so using Echoes to fill the void between major hero releases could be the right move if executed correctly. I believe players would be more open to the idea of Echo heroes being added if they were heroes they'd actually want to see, like US Agent, who's a bit more popular after the Falcon and Winter Soldier series, or Red Hulk, although his gameplay would need to be an improvement over what we currently have with the Hulk. But now I want to know what you guys think. Are you fine with the possible addition of Echo heroes, and what Echoes are you hoping to see? Or do you think the development should focus mainly on unique heroes and villains? Let me know down below, and make sure to drop a like to support the channel and subscribe to catch more Marvel's Avengers content every week. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.